Good afternoon, April 1st, 2014. This is CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. Today is day number 14 in week number 8. Let's get started. Welcome back to this week. This is the beginning of your third learning contract, the problem-based learning, okay? It's going to be exciting. Problem-based learning is going to be exciting. And so in the teacher's message, I am giving you a picture of what it's like to work in a problem-based learning environment. First of all, you see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 important goals I want to go through in your problem-based learning process. First, I want each one of you to be able to think critically and be able to analyze and solve real-world problems. That is the problem that you choose, okay? Second, I want you to experience information literacy skill, that is to find, evaluate, and use appropriate learning resources. Third, you need to work cooperatively in groups. That means in each team now, you have 2 pairs, so within the pair, small group, and outside the pair in your team environment, work cooperatively. That means you cannot do all the job, okay? And you cannot do only one job. Also, you have to do several. And then you need to communicate very effectively with your team members, with your peer members to solve the problem, to get the job done. Writing, speaking. And most importantly, you have to use the content knowledge in the following 3 weeks added to the previous 7 weeks. Intellectual skill, how can you selectively use the knowledge earned in the past 2 learning contract in this learning contract in order to get the most out of these particular last learning contract. You have 3, and this is the last learning contract. And so problem-based learning basically is one-time collaborative learning in which you cannot do all the learning by yourself. You must rely on your peer member and with your team member. Now, since problem-based learning is very much centered on the problem you choose, so where you got the problem? So if you look at the teacher's message, we will bring you back to learning contract number 1. In learning contract number 1, each one of you have submit an individual proposal which represents your problem you want to work with. So in a team which contains 2 pairs, typically you have 4 persons in your team, you should have 4 individual proposals. That means 4 potential problems to choose from. And that is only from learning contract number 1. If you add to that the contributions from learning contract number 2, each pair is going to or has already submit your pair's proposal. So in your team which contains 2 pairs, you have 4 individual proposals, and you have 2 pair proposals, you have 6 possible problems to choose from. And you need to work out only one problem, okay? So in a team which you should have formed, if not, I'm going to get it done today, you have 6 possible problems to choose one as the core problem to work with in your problem-based learning period. What do you do with a given problem? You have to go through the IBL process, the observations of the problem, the interpretations of the problem, and the applications of the problem, the reflections on what this problem means for you. And then you need to go through the self-regulated learning process of doing your problem. Given this much time, only 3 weeks in your third learning contract, you need to get the job done. What do? You need to collaborate in doing a journal for the selected problem. You need to complete the discussions among all the team members in your problem, which is done on the team discussion forum. You need to write a report of the problem. Each person in your team take up one specific subtopic of your problem, or you can say one specific question of that problem. Okay, just like a topic. And then at the end of that, you need to write a report on that problem. okay, by joining together the individual reports on the individual members. And then at the end, you need to write a blog of your contributions to the problem. Okay, so each member in your team is going to go through the same IBO process of coming up with portions of the journal, doing discussions, writing a report, and writing a blog that is focused on the problem to be chosen in your team, which is chosen 1 out of 6 possible problems. And of course, if your team has 5 persons instead of 4, then you have 5 individual problems plus 2 pair proposals, 7 to choose from. Okay? So that's the problem you need to choose. And in this particular message, I also suggest a way for you to choose the problem, which is a very interesting voting process. You don't just pick the problem, you eliminate the problems, which you have 6, you got 1, so you eliminate 1 at a time. You have from 6 to 5, and then from 5 to 4, from 4 to 3, from 3 to 2, and finally you got 1 in a matter of 30 minutes. But before that 30 minutes, your table, your team member must have gone through the following process. Each member in your team will use not more than 3 minutes time to explain to your table members, team member, what your individual problem is. Okay? So if you have 4 persons in your team, 3 times 4 is 12 minutes. Okay? And then add to it 6 more minutes to the 2 pair problems, about 20 minutes time. And then you leave another 15 minutes time for discussions after listening to individual of your team members to explain to you the problem. Then you have a pretty much good discussion. So in a matter of 30 minutes, you should be able to be well informed of the individual problem from your team member, and then in another 30 minutes you do the voting process. It's about 1 hour. So what you need to do today is to get together to form a team and then inform one another in your team what the individual problem is. And then on Friday, which fortunately I would not be here Friday physically because I will be in Hong Kong, but you are strongly encouraged to come back, not in this room because no one's going to open this for you, but go to the RGOA, and then you go through the voting process. So this week you must have the problem ready, otherwise you will not be getting ready for next week. So let me tell you that it's the point, the purpose of today's sections. Starting from this week, okay, we are wanting a new set of classroom format. Look at this. We have 90 minutes time. So the first 10 minutes is the teacher's reading section, just like what I'm doing today. The second 15 minutes, each team wants to perform is to get yourself organized, what you need to do among yourself during this class period, how to follow up with things last time, and going to get done the things this time. And then each team in the class is going to have 10 minutes time to tell the whole class what you're up to with your problem. And with your learning contract, you have at most 10 minutes time. And so depending on 3 or 4 teams, we're going to use 30 to 40 minutes. This is all the time of team-based participations, and you have to do it. And then the following 30 to 20 minutes will be at the end of your sharing. In class, you go back to do your teamwork using 30 minutes to 20 minutes time. And at the very end, the 5 minutes, I will do a summary and feedback based on my observations of your work in class. So the problem-based learning format is going to be explored and practiced in the following 3 weeks, okay, until the end of the learning contract. At that time, you have another set of artifacts so that with the first learning contracts done, second learning contracts done, and the third learning contracts done, you have quite a number of artifacts getting ready to be put into your learning portfolio, which is the next milestone. So now, may I ask you, once the team has been formed, you need to have some team roles: coordinator, the leader, the scribe, the secretary, liaison member, the one who communicates with others, tracker, the one who inspects on the work done, and the timekeeper, particularly in class, how much time you have to do what. Okay, so you need to elect among yourself who is going to be the coordinator, who is going to be the scribe, take turns, or two persons taking up this role. It's very up to you, okay? It's a very interesting process. Now, allow me to do this. It's very important. Who are going to be the members of Team 01? Have you ever discussed among yourself which other pair will be your team pair partner? Okay? If not, I'll give you 5 minutes time to discuss among yourself so that you know which other pair you want to be your team partner. We have about 7 pairs in this class, I think. Okay? So 7 pairs normally turn into 3 teams plus 1 extra pair left. And if that pair left is a 3-person pair, then you become a team on your own. Okay? So go ahead, talk among yourself and see which other pair you want to become your team partner. Okay? And then I'm going to fill up this table so that you can see that. Alright? So it's 5 minutes time to talk about yourself, and then I'm going to come back and fill out the table, which will tell me and also you which team you belong, okay? Okay, looks like I got some teams formed. So may I know Thomas table, Thomas your team pair 5, right? Okay, pair 5. So, and then, let's see, it's pair 5 and 6, right? Median 6. So the first team 1 is composed of 2 pairs, pair 5 and 6. Okay, are the 2 pairs only, each pair contain only 2 persons? Right? Okay, that's good. So team number 2, so next one it's Zihin and Peter. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay. So, and now let's move to team 3. 4.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay. So we have six pairs now. So we got 7 pairs in this class. So the remaining pair is 7. You just have 2 persons, 3 persons. So stop singing. So that means your pair will stand up as one team because you're 3 persons. Good enough. Okay. So you are pair 7, right? 7. So that means I'm going to pause this out. So let's do it. Yes, okay. I'm going to create teams based on these compositions. So now we have 4 teams. Team 1 contains pair 5 and pair 6. Team 2 contains pair 1 and pair 2. Team 3 contains pair 3 and 4. And team 4 pair number 7. Okay? Very good. Now, the next thing we need to do is to do the second step here that's recommended in this teacher's message. So, you need to introduce to your team member the individual proposals submitted by each team member in the first learning contract. Okay? So you need to take 3 minutes, introduce to the whole table members your personal proposal submitted in the first learning contract. After your 3 minutes, you take 3 minutes, introduce to the other, and finish the round table. Okay? Because you submit a personal proposal in learning contract number 1, right? Remember that. That proposal contains a name, 3 possible questions, and then 3 possible references, and 1 simple paragraph with 200 words. So tell the ideas and share them among your table. Okay? You will do the voting process when you come back on Friday or before Friday, because you also need to tell the other pair your pair proposal too, because the pair proposal is submitted for the second learning contract. Okay? So after you share an individual, 2 of you as one pair share with the other pair your pair proposal. So you know, in this case, 6 possible proposals in your table. That means 6 possible problems. Okay? You have to do it 3 minutes on each one. Okay? And then after individual, 2, that's a pair, share with the other pair your pair proposal. Okay? It's very important you go through this process. And you are going to finish that in 20 minutes. Okay? And the 2 of you need to tell one another your individual proposal. Okay? So during this time, I'm going to take advantage of the call, attendance call. Christy? Christy, are you here? Christy? Christy? Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Chanel? Thank you. Amelia? Yes. Michael? Yes. Jacqueline? Yes. Antonia? Yes. Stopsy? Not here. Ivy? Yes. Maggie? Thank you. Thomas? Thank you. Angie? No. Lampert? Thank you. Tihin? Yes. Julia? Yes. Lauren? Thank you. Peter? Yes. Thank you very much. It's going to be exciting because product-based learning has to be done in football. Okay? About 5 minutes left, and hopefully you'll have a pretty good picture to help your fellow member to understand your individual problem and prepare also the problem. In the next actively, I will invite you to simulate voting for one problem. Okay? Let me get some paper ready. You need to simulate that process today. It's going to be very exciting. Now suppose you have 4 problems on your table. Ignore the pair proposal first, okay? So what you need to do now is each one of you, let's say, each one of you pick one piece of this paper. I would like to help you understand this process of proposal, okay? Now each one of you have one piece of this paper, and what you need to do is you throw it half like this, just like what I had taught you before, and turn this like this, okay? So what you have to do with that piece of paper is this. And then on the top of your, on the middle of your table, okay, you place the A4 paper here, okay? So each one of you has a piece of A4 paper in the center of the table, and each one of you have this folded piece of paper at hand, okay? And then what I would like to do next is I'm going to invite you to cut this piece of paper into 4 pieces along the line like this extra piece, okay? So the A4 into 2 halves and then into 2 halves. So what you need to do is very simple. Do something like this. Okay. Now I think if you have pens already on your table, you write here A, B, C, D. Okay? A on one, B on the second, C on this, and D on that. Okay? Now, in order not to confuse the tables, technically you won't. So I would like you to join down on the lower right corner the table number. Let's say this is table 1. We write table 1, A, table 1, B, table 1, C, table 1, and D, table 1. And this is table 1, this is table 2, this is table 3, and this is table 4. Okay? So you got things like this. So you have 4 cards on your table, A, B, C, D. Very interesting, okay? Now, and then you have a piece of paper at the center, alright? So each one of you also have a cheat sheet. This is a note piece, okay? Now, what you need to do now is to vote, okay? I would like you to pick up A, okay? Now, maybe let's not do A first. So A, B, C, D means A belongs to a person here, B belongs to another. Represent your own proposal. Okay, instead of using your name, I use A. Okay, so you need to write down on your self piece of paper, okay, any page, your identity. If you hold A, you write A. Okay, but you cannot have A held by more than one person. Okay, so you have 4 pieces here, A, B, C, D. So each one of you claim one piece, okay? If you pick this one as A, then you write A, it's yours, okay? You can do it randomly. You have 4 pieces of paper on your table, A, B, C, D, right? Okay? So put it here, which is written A, B, C, D, and then the table name, right? And then randomly, you let your table member pick one, okay? And the one you pick is your proposal with a specific name. You do it first, otherwise you will not know which one is yours, okay? So, your 2 is much easier, you say 2, okay? Either you or me. I'm helping you to understand the voting process. It's very interesting. Okay? So now you got it, right? So now you have your identity. When you pick a piece of paper which said A, use your piece of paper to write A to represent this is my project, okay? So on your piece of paper, A. So now each one of you has your proposal name and you know which proposal is yours, okay? So you know that everyone is on the same page, right? Okay, now pick. After you pick it, write that name on your cell piece of A5 page. That you would never forget. Okay, is it A or is it B? D, oh, it's so small. Okay, write down D on your small piece of paper. You throw this, okay? Do you have enough paper? Okay? You need to do some exercise. That's why it's very interesting, okay? You need 4 pieces of paper. So each one of you has 1 piece of paper folded like this, okay? Okay, so interesting. Everyone on the same page? Okay. Now you guys have to produce a piece of paper like this, alright? So you know you have the 4 pieces of paper placed on the center, okay? At the center. Because you now know which one is yours. Okay, remember you put A on your piece of paper already, right? So you know, you need to remember that A is yours, or B or whatever it is. So everybody now, you have your proposal name, and you record the proposal's name on your own cheat sheet, alright? And then the 4 pieces of paper that is now put in the center of the table on that piece of A4. Here we go. Let's start the voting process. The missions now is you have to select 3 proposals out of the 4 there. Or you need to pick 1 proposal out. How do you do that? The way to do it is very simple. Now let's pick up A. Okay, let's pick up A. Okay? No, you do not need to pick it up. Let's focus on A now. Let's focus on A. Let's focus on A, and then you go back to your cheat sheet. Okay? You turn to 1 blank page now, 1 blank page, and let's do it like this. You write A at your upper left-hand corner, okay? You write A at your upper left-hand corner. Yes, yes. Okay? And then down the row, you write B, C, D, okay? B, C, D, okay? A, that means A, B, C, D. On 1 piece of paper, vertically, A, B, C, D, okay? Everybody do this? Okay, here we go. We are going to do something like this. You are now going to give a score to A, B, C, D. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, 4 means this is my most favorite. Okay? But once you have used 4, you cannot use 4 anymore. You have 3. Second most favorite. Okay? And once you have used 3, you no longer have 3. You can only use 2. Okay? And then finally you have 1. So you have 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? We are going to report your preference now on the 4 proposal. Personally speaking, you can use this 4 number only once. 4, 3, 2, 1. If A is your most favorite project, you will give it a 4. Okay? And then if D is your second most favorite project, you give it a 3. And so forth. Now, on your small piece of paper, personal paper, you write down the number. next to the letter A, B, C, D. Okay? Right? No, it depends on your preference. Okay? If this is a simulation, okay? Suppose you know something about A, know something about B, know something about C, and know something about D, alright? So you like A more, so you give A a higher score. It's right up to you. The simulations, okay? You did it already. Remember, you cannot use the number for more than once, okay? Now, you need to calculate the score. Each one, before you submit this paper, write down your name here first. Each piece of paper, you have your name, okay? So that you do not get confused. Your personal piece of paper, you write down the name. Okay, good. Now, use the blank piece of A4 paper now. One of you in your table be the calculator to count the number of score each letter received at this point by looking around all the sheets. Okay? So now you can do something like this. You can start drawing a table. Okay? So this is A, B, C, D. And then this is your mentor's name. Okay? You can draw a table with the column representing A, B, C, D. Okay? And then you can have the horizontal, the vertical represent your name. Okay? But remember, okay, it's okay. It's alright. If you want to save space, you draw 4, you want to draw. Okay? But if you don't want to save space, I still have enough paper. Okay? Your individual's name as rows. Okay? So if you have Julia, Ivy, David, or Mandy, this is Michael, not David. So vertical column is A, B, C, D. Horizontal is your name. Okay? And then you transfer the score to the cell in that table. Oh, that's good. But you did it in such a way you save a lot of space. Good. Then count the score. A has, the score B has, the score C has, and the score D has. And you will discover at least one of the letter will receive the lowest score. And that is the letter, you need to take it out. Okay? Eliminations. So now that I can see in your table, you have already select 3 projects from 4. And in your case, you eliminate D. And take a look at your individual score now. Which project you eliminate out of the 4? Count the number of scores. Very nice work. Very nice work. Yeah. So you see that we are simulating the process, all right? Very good. And if you know the rules of the game now you have 3, all right? You repeat the process. You repeat the process, okay? You repeat the process with the 4 person, okay? And you give each one of these a score. But this time you can only use 3, 2, 1, okay? And then you can kick out another one. Alright? So now you can calculate the score. Now get the sum of score for A, B, C, D. Okay? So you know that obviously D is kicking out because it received the lowest score. Now you repeat the process with A, B, C, but this time instead of 4, 3, 2, 1, you only have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 means the highest score, 2 means the second highest, and 1 means the lowest. And you repeat the process. So that means you need to draw another picture here with A, B, C, because this one is eliminated, and then your name here, okay? Right. It's a very exciting process because you never know what's going to be carried out until you collect all the feedback from all the members. Okay? helped you understand the voting process. On Friday, okay, is the time when you actually have to use this voting method to apply to your 6 possible proposals. Right? Remember, you have 4 individual and 2 pair, right? And then you apply the same process. If you have 6, that means you have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to eliminate 1. Okay? And that way, you will never know which is the problem you're going to work with until the very end. It takes about 30 minutes time. Alright? Do you see the meaning of this? It's called step-by-step elimination. Okay? It provides all persons, okay, after listening to the individual feedback on which problem you can give us what, and then you calculate the score by practice ideas from every stage you get. Very good. Do you got it? So you're getting some scores now. Let's see, which one is eliminated? Which C? Yeah. So what's left? I only A, B, C, A. No, this is A, B. 2 from 3. Oh, okay. Okay. Our result is C. It's going to be eliminated. Okay, so what's left now? 2 left, right? The final one. Wow, so quick. So, next time you have 6, 4, means 6 to do it, okay? On Friday, although I will not be here. But I hope you will keep track of the score when you actually do the voting. Because then, that way you can look back. Because in the third learning contract, it's called problem-based learning, right? So one of the important jobs you need to do is to start with a problem. So where does this problem come from? Each one of you has a personal proposal, it's a personal problem, right? And then the 2 pair, each pair has 1 proposal, so 6. So out of these 6, you need to select 1 to do. That is the problem. That's why you need to go through the voting process. But with this method, each member and each pair's priorities taken into account. Right? Have you ever gone through this exercise before? This is good because you never know if your project will be the one until you get all the feedback from your members. Did you got one? Right? Which one you got it? Not yet? Make sure you know how to do it because on Friday I will not be here to help you with the voting process. On Friday you need to put on the table the 4 individual proposals and the 2 pair proposal, and you need to get 1 through this process. Okay? After listening to the explanations of the individual by 4 of you, and 2 proposals by 2 pairs of you. Okay? This is a democratic process. You never know if you win until you see all the others' feedback come back and calculate it. Okay? Yes, what's wrong? Okay? So let's see. This one goes, so you have A and B left, okay? Then you do 1 and 2, try that. Okay? So on Friday, I'm not supposed to do on Friday. So you would use this method to discover which policy But first you need to make sure you know the problem in the form of individually, whole team section, and then pair-wise to be It's so to come up with a problem, which is problem-based learning support when you start to work. Okay? Remember, in the third learning contract, besides coming up with this problem, you need to do something similar to the second learning contract for week number 8, week number 9, and week number 10. Okay? But the advantage of the third learning contract is, instead of individually doing 3 topic discussion, like in the second learning contract, the pair has to do 3 topic discussion. That means not each one of you in the pair, the whole pair do 3 topics. So it's so much easier. And then you have to pair-based discussions with the 2 pairs in your team. Okay? Look at Julia.
You can do this thing.
You can do it, you can do it. I can do it. It's simple. If you look at that, in the second learning contract, in your pair, each person needs to do 3 topic discussions, remember that? So in the third learning contract, in your team you have 2 pairs. So each pair do 3 topics. One for individual, not individual person. So your work is largely reduced to pair-based. Do you see the meaning? Okay, if you don't understand, next Monday when I come back, I'm going to show you one more time. Okay? So it's just like in the second learning contract. In the second learning contract, you will pair 2 persons.